I read the very briefly on the mega trends and on the third industrial revolution, the paper by Dr. Jeremy Rifkin. Well, I've also been associated with renewable energy in India for a couple of decades. I was the first private entrepreneur in mini and micro hydropower plants in the private sector. I was also one of the first entrepreneurs in solar energy in India. And one thing I can tell you is, of course, we started more as in a missionary mode, more as a passion to promote all kinds of renewable energy, small hydro, solar, some association wind, some association with the biomass power. In these 2 decades of association with renewable energy in India, I can tell you it was back-breaking and heart-breaking work, because the fundamental thing that we would come across in any government sector, though I am part of the government now here, both at the national level, at the international level, at the state level, is everybody would say green energy is fine, we need it, but it's too costly. And despite all the wide publicity and the kind of image building that at many levels, international bodies, national governments go through, actual performance on the ground used to be very little. And for those of us from India who are participated in many international conferences on renewable energy, it was very disappointing and frustrating that countries like Germany, which had far less sunshine than India, were using far more solar power. Even now, the annual addition of solar power in Germany is a few hundred times than what it is in India. Though Germany has, cloudy days most of the year, has less hours of sunshine in a year, we in India haven't been using solar power at all. And for Mrs. Sulja's information, I should tell you, the government of India came up with a national solar power policy aiming to add 20,000 megawatts of solar power by 2020. But that's also very small, and that's also not moving in the right direction. There's been, even the small targets, the targets are not being met. And for you young people, what I can tell you and what is the good news is that for years and years in renewable energy, what was an obstacle in making it more popular both with the governments and with the general public was that it was significantly costlier than fossil fuel power. Very fortunately for us, it is just in the very recent past, maybe the last year or few months, that now solar or wind or biomass or small hydropower is reaching what the term that we like to use, grid parity. That means power from coal or gas is about the same rate as very marginally lower than power from the sun or the wind or the small hydro or the biomass. A huge volume of educated unemployed in India. And we have had some sectors which did well and absorbed a lot of our youth. But still, besides in urban areas, I represent a rural constituency. The semi-urban, the rural areas also, the unemployment problem is very huge, especially educated unemployed. And what has happened is that, I can tell you from a practical point of view, most of our youth in rural areas now don't want to work in agriculture. They have, very educational, partly educated, slightly educated, unable to employ themselves in agriculture, unable to find any jobs they're seeking, and the use of intelligent technologies will further make this problem more acute.